Today, we're going to hit up writing equations of lines. Okay. Tomorrow, we don't have class. Wednesday, we're going to hit up graphing absolute values. Thursday, we're going to do a day 2 of today and a day 2 of Wednesday all in one. So it'll be kind of like 2.4 and 2.5 day 2. Okay? So we got that going on, which is nice. Okay? So today we are writing the equations of. So we need to take a step back to last week. And last week we talked about the 3 different forms of lines, or the 3 different forms of the equations of a line. Okay? Now, 2 of the forms are going to be what you're going to put your answers as. So the standard form and the slope-intercept form are going to be what your answers are going to look like. They're either going to be there will be specific instructions that say put your answer in blank form, or there will just be, it's kind of assumed that you put it. Okay? All right? So there we go. Slope-intercept form, again, was y equals mx plus b, the one that you're kind of all used to. Okay. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. And with standard form comes some extra conditions. And that being no fractions or decimals. The other condition is x and y are on the same side. The point slope form, that is going to be the tool that 9.3 times out of 10 you start with. Okay? This is where you're going to start, and then you're going to put it into either y equals mx plus b form or ax plus by equals c form. And that point slope form again was y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x. So those are the 3 tools that you have in your toolbox. One of them is going to be your go-to tool. For me, my go-to tool is channel locks. Okay? And then the other 2 are kind of like your finish. Okay? Good times. Now, I will also tell you that there will basically be 3 different types of problems that I will give you for writing the equation of a line. And we'll go through all 3 of them here. Okay? It is your job, your responsibility, I demand of you, if you will, that you need to read the problem every single time, because that's going to determine, 1, what form your answer needs to be in, and 2, it's going to determine how you're going to start the problem, because you're going to need that information for you. Okay? Great. Okay. So the first style of problem is where I give you a point that the line goes through, and I give you the slope of that particular line. Okay, so that's the first style of problem. So the directions might include find the equation of a line that passes through the point 8 comma negative 5 and has a slope of 1/4, and we want that in slope intercept. Okay? So we're given a point. We're given a slope. We need to give our answer in slope intercept form. So we're given 3 valuable pieces of data. Okay? So first off, what we're going to do is we would start with our y minus y sub 1 equals m times the quantity x minus x sub 1. We're given a point and the slope. It only makes sense to use the point slope form of the line. Okay? So then this would become y minus negative 5 is equal to 1/4 times the quantity x minus 8. Slope intercept form, that's y equals mx plus b, or is that ax plus by equals c? Y equals mx plus b, so I need to solve this equation for y. So I would first distribute the 1/4 in on the right side. So then that is going to be y plus 5 is equal to 1/4 x minus 2. Then I can subtract 5 from both sides, and that gives me y equals 1/4 x minus 7. Two quick and easy checks to make sure that we're right. First off, what is the slope of the line that I gave for my answer? 1/4. That's the slope that I needed to have from the problem. So we're good there. The second thing that we can quick do is we can test the point negative 8 comma negative 5. So negative 5 would equal 1/4 times 8 minus 7. 1/4 times 8 is positive 2. Positive 2 minus 7 is negative 5, and those two are equal. So it goes through. So y equals 1/4 x minus 7 not only has a slope of 1/4, but it goes through the point 8 comma negative 5. Done and done. Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, complaints? Right? Now we got to do it though. Part of algebra. So at this time, I would like you to find me the equation of the line with the given condition. It passes through the point 8 comma negative 1 and has a slope of negative 1/3. I will tell you that if it is not specifically stated what form to put it in, assume it to be y equals mx plus b. Unlike other people I know.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So then that's y minus negative 1 color code So then this becomes y plus 1 equals negative 1/3 x plus 8/3. I distributed negative 1/3 in there. Then I'm going to subtract 1 here, but over here, I'm going to subtract 3/3. See what I did there? It's still 1, but now I just have it in common denominator form. Okay? So then this becomes y equals negative 1/3 x plus 5/3.
Yes.
That is a line that has a slope of negative 1/3, which is what I needed. 8 times negative 1/3 is negative 8/3, plus 5/3 is negative 5. Excuse me. I was jumping ahead of myself. It's negative 3/3, which is negative 1, which is what I needed it to be. So it works out. Questions, comments, concerns, clarification? Second style of problem that we can come up with, or different types of examples that we can do, is the fact that you might be given 2 points. Okay? So if you're given 2 points, for instance, it might look like the line passes through, or find the equation of the line that passes through the point negative 2, 1 and 3, negative 9. We want the standard form. Okay? So the very first thing that you would do is you would find the slope. Okay? So you are going to find the slope of that line. And so in order to find the slope, remember that is rise over run, or subtract the y's over subtract the x's. Change in y over change in x, rise over run, all those fun and good things. Yeah. So in this particular case, it would be 1 minus negative 9 all over negative 2 minus 3. 1 minus negative 9 is positive 10. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. So that gives me a slope of negative 2. It's 10 divided by negative 5. Now I can use either point. I could say if I'm using the point negative 2, 1, then it would look like y minus 1 equals negative 2 times the quantity x minus negative 2. If I'm using the point 3, negative 9, it would look like y minus negative 9 is equal to negative 2 times the quantity x minus 3. It doesn't matter which point you use, but they're different. Well, I have to use, so I have the slope now, and I have 2 points that my line goes through. So in the first one, I use the point negative 2, 1 and the point slope form. On the second one, I use, and I should, here, let me actually do this. Let me see if I can do this, and I can make this look a little bit nicer. We'll change colors with it. On on the orange one, come on now, there it goes. On the orange one, I use the second one. In the end, I should get the exact same answer because it's the line, there's only one line between the 2 points. Okay?
So you don't have to.
No, you only have to do one. Okay? So on this first one, it becomes y minus 1 equals negative 2x minus 4. Then I would add 1 both sides, and I would add 2x to both sides because I want to have my x and y on the same side. So we get that. Over here, it would be y plus 9 equaling negative 2x plus 6. And then over here, I would subtract 9, and I would add 2x. And that gives me what? That's standard form. X and y are on the same side. No fractions, no decimals. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, plus 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 is equal to negative 3. 3 times 2 is 6, plus negative 9 is negative 3, and negative 3 is equal to negative 3. So it goes through both points. Both points make true statements. So there you go. Again, you only have to do it once. Okay? Good. Good times. Find me this one. So first off, we got to find the slope. So that's going to be negative 2 minus 10 all over 4 minus negative 1. Negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. 4 minus negative 1 is 5. So we got that. Okay. Which point did you want to use, left or right?
Left.
Left? Okay. So then we go y minus negative 2 equals negative 12 fifths times the quantity x minus 4. Yes?
Yes.
Okay? So that's y plus 2 equals negative 12 fifths x plus 48 fifths. Right? Subtract 2, but really I'm going to subtract 10 fifths, because 10 fifths is 2. That gives me y equals negative 12 fifths x plus 38 fifths, right? Which would be my y equals mx plus b form if that's where we could stop. Huh? Well, no, because it says give it in standard form. Okay? So, standard form, condition number 1 is what? No fractions. So I need to get rid of the fractions. So I'm going to multiply my entire equation here by 5. That's going to give me 5y equals negative 12x plus 38. Condition number 2 in standard form. X and y on the same side. So I would then add 12x to both sides. That's going to give me 12x plus 5y equals 38. 12 times 4 is 48. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. 48 plus negative 10 is 38. Checks out. 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. 5 times 10 is 50. Negative 12 plus 50 is 38. Checks out.
So when you do like the very first step, it's y1 minus y2?
It subtract the y's over subtract the x.
Okay. Yep. So it doesn't matter which one.
Doesn't matter which order you go in as long as you stay in the same order.
Okay.
Yep. Third style of problem, example if you will, is I'm going to give you a point that it goes through, and I'm going to give you a separate line. And that separate line, then, is going to have some kind of parallel or perpendicular condition to go along with it. Okay? If it is a parallel case, then the slopes are the same. So whatever the slope is of your line that's given to you, that's going to be the slope of the line that you need to find. So the first slope that you find is going to be the same as the second slope that you find. If they are perpendicular, remember perpendicular slopes are opposite reciprocals. So if my first slope is A over B, then my second slope is going to be negative B over A when I perpendicularize it. Okay? And I would use negative B over A then to find my equation. Okay? So let's put that to work. Find the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, 4 and is perpendicular to y equals 3x minus 8. Okay? Well, first off, what is the slope of this line? Slope of that line. Slope of this line is 3, not 3x, just 3. Okay? So the slope is 3 for that line. The perpendicular slope now, Grace, would be negative 1/3. Yep, because that's the opposite reciprocal. So the slope, my perpendicular slope, is going to be negative 1/3. I have a point that the line goes through. I have the slope of the line, so I can use the point slope form. Y minus 4 is equal to negative 1/3 times x minus 3. It didn't tell me a particular form to put my answer in, so we'll go y equals mx plus b here. So if I distribute, then I get y minus 4 equals negative 1/3 x plus 1. Add 4 to both sides, and I get y equals negative 1/3 x plus 5. And that is the equation of time. questions, comments, concerns, clarifications? With that being said, find me this. Kind of a line is x equals 5.
A vertical line.
The vertical line, right? So if I draw this out in my brain, I got a vertical line, right?
Alright.
I got the point 2, comma, 6, sitting somewhere right there. Okay? What lines are parallel to vertical lines?
Vertical line.
Vertical lines. So what's the vertical line running through the point 2, comma, 6? 2 is a number.
X equals 2.
X equals 2 is the answer.
Are you serious? Oh my god. I was like breaking my mind.
What if I would have said the perpendicular line to x equals 5 through the same point? It would be y equals 6. Exactly. So I need a horizontal. Parallel to vertical lines or other vertical lines, perpendicular or horizontal. Vice versa. Okay. So what I would like you to do now is, it's a 2-part question. So I want you to find the slope-intercept formula line that passes through the point 5, 8 in both cases. And first is parallel to my line, and second is perpendicular to that line. Okay? So first parallel to the line, second perpendicular to it. Okay? So the first thing we got to do is we got to figure out the slope of this line right here, which is not 3.
Right, but I say if I put in the slope in, whatever it's for.
You know?
And you're not even correct.
So the slope of this line is 3/2. Yes? Okay? So in part A, I'm going to go through the point 5, 8 with a slope of 3/2. In part B, I'm going to go through the point 5, 8, but now my slope is going to be what? Close. Negative 2/3. It's got to be opposite and reciprocal. Okay? So then this one would be y minus 8 equals 3/2 times the quantity x minus 5. Y minus 8 equals 3/2 x minus 15 halves. Adding 8, but I'm really going to add 16 halves, gives me y equals 3/2 x plus 1/2. 3/2 times 5 is 15 halves, plus 1/2 is 16 halves, which is 8, and 8 is equal to 8. So that has a slope of 3/2, which is parallel, and it goes to the point. What? I haven't gotten there yet. Yeah. So y minus 8 equals negative 2/3 times x minus 5. So that's going to be y minus 8 equals negative 2/3 x plus 10/3. I'm going to add 8, but that's really 24/3. So then that's going to be y equals negative 2/3 x plus 34/3. That's perpendicular to my original line. Negative 2/3 times 5 is negative 10/3. Negative 10/3 plus 34/3 is 24/3, which is 8. Checks out.